Our Story Productions presents Cooking It Up with Betty, a saucy look at our story. So, get ready for the one and only Betty Thompson!
Hi, welcome back to another episode of Cooking It Up with Betty. And what a show we have for you today. I have a very special guest. We will have reports from the roving reporters of what's cooking in our story country, and we'll be making a very special dish with our guest. So without further ado, let me introduce that guest today from right here in Sweet Swine County, the ever popular and one and only Prairie Ann. Oh, Prairie Ann, it's great that you finally made it.
Good. Thank you for having me. It's so exciting to be here, and I know you've wanted me on your show for quite some time now. You know, with me having a show of my own, I know that it is so important to have interesting guests come on your show, so thanks for having me here today.
Well, I'm so glad you could make time, and I know you're very, very busy, so I'm glad you're here. Do you have any special dishes that you'd like to discuss? Sometimes my guests will bring in a question or something.
Not really, but what I do want to know is, how do you pick the dishes that you're going to make for your show?
Oh, well, that varies from time to time, Prairie Ann. Sometimes I use a seasonal or thematic idea.
That's a good idea.
And sometimes it's just something that I think maybe my guest would like to help me make.
Like your guest would like?
And sometimes it's a recipe that I want to try out for my cookbook. I'm doing a new cookbook. I'm doing a new cookbook.
Wow, that is so interesting. And you know what, Betty? I bet you didn't know this about me, but on my desk at the Scoop, I have piles of recipes, but I just never get time to try them out. And they're just all full of dust now. Is that what it's like at your place too? All your recipes are all dusted up because you just don't get any time to do it?
Well, not really, but sometimes, you know, I get recipes from viewers that want to have me include the recipe, but, you know, I really don't like to do it. I like to develop my own. Oh, by the way, how's it going with you and Daisy Mae? Have you mended any fences?
Oh, don't even ask. You know that Ronnie, he spread my private life all over the TV, and well, you know, ever since then, it's been pretty tense with Daisy Mae and myself.
Well, try some of this. This is from that new winery over at Cornstalk.
Oh, really?
I see Lewis is motioning for us to get started here. You know, today we are going to be, you know, talking about lots of different things, and I have reporters out in the field that tell us not only what to eat, but where to eat. And they go all over, and then they share the very best foods with us, all over in our story country.
Oh, okay.
So let's go to one of those reports right now.
That sounds fabulous.
Yeah, let's go to one of those reports right now and find out what's cooking in our story country.
Lenny Leftover on the road, checking out the dining options for this special report of what's cooking. The food was so great, the only leftover in sight was I, Lenny Leftover.
I took a step back in time at the Main Street Pub and Grill in Bancroft, Iowa. I strolled around the large bar, dining room, and party room, and I was amazed at all there was to see and do. The decor was so unique, from the old-fashioned streetlights that lined the room to the interior street representing Bancroft stores from the 1900s. This pub is a must-see. The Main Street Pub and Grill is a family business which includes John and Jan Hellman. The family remodeled the old department store in Bancroft, which was built in 1898, and were able to save the original tin ceiling, hardwood floors, and brick wall. The Main Street Pub and Grill offers a great dinner menu, from steaks to seafood to chicken, ribs, and pasta. Enjoy games? The Main Street Pub and Grill has a roomy area for playing pool and foosball, as well as music and a large TV to entertain those who want to sit and spend time with friends or just get away from the everyday hustle. I would highly recommend a visit to the Main Street Pub and Grill in Bancroft, Iowa. You'll be glad you did.
Abby Appetite reporting in. Today we're going to find out what's cooking in small town USA. Ah, the aromas. Such a delight to the senses.
During a recent trip to Glencoe, Minnesota, I stopped for a bite at Gert and Irma's Coffee Shop, a quaint little eatery near the downtown. They've put together their favorites from all the coffee shops they visited, including authentic Italian espresso. Recent patrons had this to say about their visit to Gert and Irma's. A great little coffee shop, friendly atmosphere, great service, and free Wi-Fi. The sandwiches, salads, and wraps are very tasty. Thursday night features Italian night with an expanded menu and their grand wine selections. And best coffee ever! They use real espresso, not just a dark roast. Huge amounts of flavor, great soups and sandwiches, a must-stop. My mouth watered at the selection of soups, sandwiches, and beverages. Tomato, wild rice, and white chicken chili soup, as well as Rachel and Reuben sandwiches, Mediterranean chicken and roast beef on ciabatta bread were just a few of the many tempting options I had to choose from. Plan to stop on Thursday for Italian night and create your pasta dish or flatbread pizza, or enjoy a slab of the best ribs around on Friday evening. Enjoy live entertainment over a glass of wine with friends. Gert and Irma's Coffee Shop is the perfect relaxation destination when visiting the Glencoe area.
Wow, those places looked great. And seeing all those fabulous restaurants, you know what? It has made me so hungry. Are we cooking today? Did you cook on the show?
Yes, we are. Today I am making hoppin' hominy chili pepper casserole.
What a cute name. How did you come up with that?
I really do like to make sure that all my types of recipes are catchy so that the people will remember them, and then they can find them in the cookbook.
Okay,
so here's what I've done so far. I've placed a can of hominy in the bottom, and I've spread half of the green chilies and half of the chopped, diced up cheese, and now I'm going to put some sour cream.
Sour cream?
Sour cream over the top.
That looks good.
Do you know what hominy is?
What is hominy?
Hominy is a white corn that has been cooked with lye to remove the outside kernels of it. And the idea is that when you get it in a can like this, it's already been cooked and washed. But however, if you can get dry hominy, which sometimes you can, you have to cook it for about 3 hours before you do that. Okay, so
and
now
then you just layer that.
I'm just layering that. Now we're going to put another layer of hominy.
Could I help you with this?
Yes, please. We started out with a layer of hominy in the bottom, and we put the layer of green chilies and jalapenos on there, and then we've spread half the cheese, and then we've put a layer of sour cream over that. Now we're going to put another layer on top of this. Would you like to help me?
I would love to help you.
Okay, I'm going to put the hominy in here, and then you can put the cheese on.
Wow, I didn't really know you knew how to really cook.
Oh, indeed we do. We cook.
I didn't think we'd be cooking. You know, once you start drinking wine, I thought, "Ooh, are we going to cook or not?"
Oh, honey, I can do both. You know that.
You can do both.
Oh, I can.
This proves it.
Yes. Oh, I'm glad you're helping me.
Wow.
This is not going to take so long then.
Yeah, 2 people get the job done a lot faster. And did you just prepare all this ahead of time so then it doesn't take you as long when you're in the kitchen, right?
Exactly.
You got more time to drink wine, I bet. That's why all the prep is done ahead of time. You are one smart cookie, girl.
You're really thinking, my dear.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't
and
get
then last
much
of
ahead
all,
Prairie Ann, you know.
last of all, we're going to put another.
I'm not a scoop reporter for nothing.
All right. Here is the secret seasonings.
Now, could you tell me the secret seasoning, please?
Well, now, you know, Mrs. Swanson wants to know what's in here.
Oh, but I wouldn't tell her.
You know, there's a reason that we have secrets. There is a reason we have secrets.
If I could just get the secret ingredients,
well,
that would be
I'm afraid it is going to be a secret. All right.
I promise I won't tell Mrs. Swanson.
All right, there we go.
And you sprinkle just a little bit of the secret seasoning, not a lot.
Not a lot. Now, if you'll just dab a little bit of
dab a little on top.
The sour cream on top, and then the last thing we'll do is we'll do the breadcrumbs. And while we're putting that in the oven, we'll take another break.
So how can I bribe you to get that secret seasoning out of you?
Hey.
Do I have to get mean? A little more wine.
A little more wine. While we're baking,
dollops?
while this is baking, we'll go to another report from our living reporter.
Lenny Leftover here to share what's cooking in our story country. A delicious steak, cooked to perfection, and a fine bottle of wine. Ah, absolutely superb. The only leftover in sight was I, Lenny Leftover.
Looking to have a great time in the Okoboji area? Well, you can't go wrong at Table 316 Steakhouse in Arnold's Park. They serve up the best prime grade A Iowa meats that are hand cut and char grilled in the traditional steakhouse way to make for one heck of a savory dining experience. During their progressive happy hour, diners swarm into Table 316 for the food and drink specials that include unbelievable deals on tap beers, wines, appetizers, and steaks. Of course, after all is said, done, and eaten, don't forget about the pie. And this place has it like no other. Baker extraordinaire Vicky makes a variety of tantalizing offerings, and if it's music you're looking for, every Wednesday evening, John Sen and friends entertain from 7 to 9 p.m. And there are special dates every month when the Memory Brothers work their musical magic on stage too. Table 316 Steakhouse is beefed up to the hilt to provide everything you could possibly want for an ultimate dining experience.
And we're back. Well, our casserole is cooking. If any of our home viewers would like a copy of this recipe, please send a self-addressed stamped envelope to KLUK TV, Cooking It Up with Betty. Make sure that you list the recipe that you want. Or you can go to our website and look on the blog for the recipe. Thanks. Okay.
Well, I am stunned, everybody in TV land. I didn't think we'd actually cook on this show. You know, once you started pouring the wine, I was like, whoa, it's all over now.
Oh, I can do double duty, honey.
You can do double,
yes, indeed.
double duty. And let's see if I can figure this out. Are you sure you won't tell me what's in this
I'm
secret
sorry,
seasoning?
it has to remain a secret.
Are you sure? I won't tell Mrs. Swanson, I
see
promise.
Lewis is motioning. We are out of time.
see Lewis.
Thanks, folks, for coming. Thank you to my very special guest, Prairie Ann. Thank you to our roving reporters. And thank you, my home viewing audience. Come back next time for
Bye-bye for now.
another Cooking It Up with Betty. Bye.